Good afternoon.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. We are here live on Co-working Live with Red Worldwide, and we are excited that you are here with us today. Today is Tech Thursday, and we are going to be talking about lead generation tech. And we're going to walk through just a few things to help us understand, some of the ins and outs of lead generation, and things that we need to be aware of, things that we need to be wary of, because there are lots of things that can happen when you're collecting information and trying to bring people to your companies or organizations, or for that matter, to yourself if you are selling products and services as an individual or a sole proprietor. And so we want to be thinking about some of these tactics and things that we need to do to make sure that we're keeping ourselves aware of everything that we need to be aware of, compliance and all types of rules that might be in place to make sure that people are safe while you're generating them as a lead. Okay, with that said, Javon, will you bring up our slides, please? We are ready to kind of jump into this today. Okay. So lead generation tech, that's what we're going to be talking about today. And this is going to be a full service guide as much as we can be a full service guide, in this area. We want to really learn more about the latest tools and strategies of lead generation and the best practices to help you maximize your efforts, and make sure that, whatever it is that you're doing is supremely effective. And so let's look at the power of lead generation. What is it that lead generation can do for us? Well, the first thing that I wanted to bring out is that lead generation actually fuels growth. It is the best thing that you can do to begin to see multiple streams coming through. If you have several different products, all at the same time, because when you generate leads, you're generating leads based on what your offer is, but also what people want. And so with lead generation, you can actually look at it as the lifeblood of any business. It provides steady streams of income and potential customers for your products and your services. It also helps you to build relationships. When you have effective lead generation in your company, strategies create valuable connections, and you can have a target audience, and you connect with them, and now you can begin to build trust and rapport. And so we talked about the two things together, trust and rapport, and how what it does for a company when people trust you and when they can actually look at your credibility based on the work that you've done already. It does give people the ability to see you as a viable opportunity for them to come to for the services that they need, that you might be providing. And it also can make sure that people choose you over others. All right. And then boosting revenues. When you have the right lead generation tools in place, they ultimately translate into sales and revenue growth, and so when you can make lead generation a vital investment, for the success of your business, it can, play out in a way that boosts your top line and your bottom line revenue if you do it right. Okay. And so when we're improving marketing return on investment, we got to be using some tools, after a while, unless you are a business where 100% of your company's new customers come from referrals, you are, in a position where you could benefit, from a little lead generation. Even if you are one that you get, a lot of referrals, when you target the right audience and optimize the efforts that you're making, you can significantly enhance your return, on the amount that you're putting out for your marketing investment. So you want to be thinking about this from the standpoint of, how does my company benefit by using lead generation tools? So let's look at some essential lead generation tools and platforms, and then we'll talk a little bit more about how you can benefit. Well, marketing automation, tools like HubSpot, MailChimp, Marketo, and, we talked about marketing automations inside of some of the content platforms like Kajabi and New Zenler and Mighty. Some of these programs give you the ability to have nurturing cycles where you can nurture the leads and provide you with insightful analytics, that business intelligence that you may need to make sure that you are able to really profit, based on your knowledge of what's going on in your business. Now, for social media marketing, there are platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, that offer targeted advertising and community engagement tools, to reach your ideal customers. And so you want to be able to get into the software and see what is there for marketing, and I would add that, you're looking also at Instagram when you're looking at Facebook, because again, it's all meta, and there are tools even inside of Instagram that help you with, the advertising side of things, the ad spend that you put out, and being able to boost your posts and making sure that you're getting in front of the right audiences when you're doing this can really position you well so that you can get that, ROI, return on your investment that you're putting out for those boosts and posts. Okay, and in the content management, these are going to be platforms like WordPress or Medium, those types of softwares that are really blogger softwares. Google used to have, I don't know if it's still out there, but they used to have a software, webware called Blogger, that we actually were utilizing it for a while, but WordPress has been probably the go-to for a lot of people, for those types of blogs and Medium. There are other types of content marketing softwares that you might take a look at that actually cloak themselves in, more social, media, which would be like your Quora, Reddit, so those particular types of softwares are going to also give you the ability to engage with your potential leads and, have you share valuable content on those platforms that can drive people back to you. Okay, so, and that's the goal here, when you are doing anything with lead generation, is to bring people back to you and bring you to them. So when we're crafting effective lead generation strategies, we've got 5 strategies we're going to take a look at right now that will help us to be more effective in making sure that, what it is that we want to say actually gets to the target audience and it elicits the response that we are want to get. So let's look at that. We can define our target audience. You got to identify the specific characteristics of the ideal customers you have, including their demographics, their interests, and their pain points. Remember, we talked about having empathy and using an empathy map, learning more about your customer, seeing things from their perspective, walking a mile in their shoes. All of these things are really important because it helps you to get what you need to have, so that you can kind of move forward. Then developing compelling content is really going to be key, because it does you no good to have an audience and not really have content that will engage them. You have to create valuable content that addresses the audience's needs and challenges, providing solutions and insights. Because when you can be seen as a company that provides solutions and insights, then people will constantly, want to come to where you are, whether that's on YouTube or Twitter, Twitch, wherever it is, or X or Twitch or, whatever platform, they're coming looking for you when you are providing them with something that they can use. Okay. Then you want to optimize your own website, because effective website management would mean that you are going to ensure your website is user-friendly, it's mobile responsive, it includes clear calls to actions that encourages the ability for you to capture the leads. So you're driving people back to you. Yes, you could be doing a little lead capture on YouTube, a little lead capture on Meta, but the bottom line is that the goal is to try to get them back to your space so that you can give them something of value to collect something of value, right? And that's going to be very, very important. And then you want to leverage, when possible, paid advertising, utilizing platforms like Google Ads, or, if you have a nonprofit, Google Ad Grants, social media advertising, so you can boost posts to reach a wider audience and drive traffic, again, back to your space, to your website. And then the whole thing is you're building relationships, because you want to engage with potential leads through email marketing, social media, and personalized communication to nurture their interests. Those are very, very important things. Now, when we're thinking about how can we integrate our lead generation with our marketing, let's take a look at what that looks like. In the measure of, business intelligence, when we're looking at our analytics, we have been able to see how much attention we've been able to garner through email marketing as opposed to social media marketing, and run some comparisons, as opposed to content marketing and search engine optimization. And so based on the lowest to the highest, I have these listed here. So on the lower end of the scale, our email marketing is, it does well, but it's at the lower end of the scale. But you can use lead generation forms to capture email addresses and nurture leads with targeted campaigns. So for example, we might send out an email broadcast, and in that broadcast, we might give away an app or an ebook or something, of value. And then people, of course, will, have to click on something that takes them to our website to fill out the form. So then they can get access to the free, whatever it is, the widget, the gadget, the app, the ebook, whatever that is, the tickets, okay, and once they get that, they're giving, before they get it, they have to give us their information, right? So we're getting, whatever information we generally want, which is going to be their name, their email address, and phone number a lot of times, and we're getting permission to send them stuff, because it does us no good to get all of those things and not have the permission to communicate with them after we get it. So we try to, put in some opt-in form, alongside of everything else that they're doing on the form, so that we have permission to send them information through email or text or however we're doing that. Okay. And so that's kind of the lower end of the spectrum for us. But then our social media marketing is going to be like the next level. And that's where we run contests and giveaways, and we capture leads. We build brand awareness on platforms like Meta and Instagram. and having the ability to offer someone something, and again, in exchange for something of value from them, their name, their phone number, and their email address, gives us what we kind of want so that we can make the social media marketing pay for itself, because some of those things that we're putting out, especially if we're going to be having, like a summit or some other paid event, it costs money because we're boosting the posts and we're getting in front of more people. So we want to make sure we're getting the return on our investment by, doing it well. Okay. Content marketing, that's the next level for us. And this is where we create blog posts, we do articles, we put videos out there. We're putting out our co-working live sessions every Monday through Friday. We're doing, additional podcasts when we can. That particular type of content marketing is probably, close to the top for us. It's like, right underneath our search engine optimization. And so let me just tell you, the content marketing for us brings a lot of people into our nurture cycle. People read our blogs, they sign up for our email. We have an email that we send out once a week. It's a little newsletter. They sign up for that newsletter, and so it goes to their email. And but that's not a part of their email marketing as much as it is a part of the content marketing, because they get access to that because they've been on our website and they've either read a blog post or seen something else that we're doing, and they sign up to get the newsletter. Okay. We also give away the ebooks on the website, and we, give away that content. And by getting the content, we get their information and they go into our nurture cycle. So that gives us access to them, at other times that they're not on the website. Okay. And then of course our top thing is the search engine optimization, and we're getting probably between 300 and 400 views a day. And from those views, some people are finding out other information about us. They're giving our information to other people. So, we are getting referrals even from the people that are not yet using our services. I have had the express privilege of being online with someone, and I asked them, how did you get to us? And they're like, oh, somebody said that they saw you online, and that you guys did X. And I'm like, oh, cool. So the search engine optimization is working. Now what we want is to actually have it, create for us, the closed sales. So we've got the leads, but now we want to have it convert, right? The conversions. But we're getting organic traffic. We're getting, qualified leads, through our different websites and landing pages that we have in different places. And so that is something that you want to be doing, because it's very important. I know I'm using us as a case study here, but it's very important that you have, and know what works for you. So I would say that, sit down and really do some research, get into the analytics of your website and, and other landing pages that you might have out there. Look at your Facebook, your Meta and your Instagram, look at the analytics in there and see where your leads are coming from most. Okay. And once you understand that, then you might be able to switch some things up so that you can start drawing more people in other places that you might not have done before. But this is a really important, context to see your business through, because it helps you to understand what could be possible, based on just a little bit of work, okay, a little effort. And so with that, we want to look at how can we measure and optimize our lead generation campaign. What is it that we can do? Well, the website traffic itself can be tracked. You can track the number of visitors to your website and analyze their behavior to identify areas for improvement. And I know that some of you guys are probably looking at my picture, so let me just bring some context to the fact that, yes, the arm is on the table and the hand is on the paper and there's no person attached to the arm. I couldn't figure out how to fix it. I am so sorry. That is an AI generated image. And this is what happens when you're using AI. Sometimes it just doesn't work the way that it's supposed to work. But for the most part, we don't usually have these kinds of issues. I've had really beautiful pictures most of the time. So just ignore the arm. Okay, just saying, ignore the arm. But I just had to bring, light to it because it's there. All right. The other thing is you can have these lead capture rates, right? And, and the lead capture rates can show you the percentage of the visitors who complete the forms. So that can be seen in the analytics depending on what you're using to capture the leads. I know that in our website software, our content management is done through what's called New Zenler. It's a wonderful platform. We really like it. And the analytics behind it are amazing. We can get all types of reports, based on our query, what we want to know about people who fill out forms on our site. And so we will have forms on the site. We will also have forms that we send out from the platform through an email or through our community, because the community can send information and forms, to people from the community. And so we'll gather that information, and it kind of tells us how effective things are, and we can even look. We were on there the other day when I was doing a training someone else how to use that same software. And when we were in there, we were looking at the emails and seeing, what the click-through rate is and how, we could actually see what caused people to open up the email, what caused people to click on a particular link in the email, and what caused people to not open some of our emails, okay? Because we're looking at our subjects in the subject line. We're looking at all of the things necessary along with the analytics, and it gives us the ability to see things we would not otherwise see, okay? And then for lead conversion rates, measuring the percentage of leads who convert into paying customers is going to be key because it helps you to determine the overall success of your efforts. So if you're able to see that you sent out 100,000 emails and from that you got 10,000 people who sent you back an inquiry, or they responded, to a link by clicking on it and putting in their information. And of those 10,000, maybe 1,000 actually became paying clients. That is, proof, of what the efforts could do if you were to send out, 1 million, okay, emails. So, just giving you an idea of what the business intelligence can show you, and how it can help you to really understand what you'll need to do to get more clients. We've been able to see, the benefits of doing certain types of ads and different kinds of, sending out different types of emails at certain times of the year. And based on, whatever is happening, it may be around Christmas time, or maybe it's around Giving Tuesday time, whatever that is, it's positioning us to understand our customers and potential customers better so that we can actually put out things that really do bring in, more people to what it is that we are trying to do at the time. So customer lifetime value. This is one more thing that you can measure to optimize your lead generation campaign. Calculate the average revenue generated per customer and to understand the long-term value of your leads. And you can optimize your strategies accordingly. In a future session, we're going to actually calculate this right there with you. It'll be a hands-on session where we do the CLTV. We'll look at, the customer lifetime value and help you figure out, what yours is based on the formula that is associated with those metrics. And I really look forward to that one because I think it's going to help you understand, how long it takes you to get a customer is one thing, but how long you can keep the customer, that's another thing altogether. And so when you are able to know that, the average customer stays with you 10 years or the average customer stays with you 5 years or whatever it is, then you can cultivate those relationships and try to see if you can retarget those customers in year 3 or 4 for new products so that you can now increase the time that they're with you. You can improve your customer lifetime value to that customer. So these are very important things for you to take a look at. And then what are some ethical considerations? And as far as lead generation is concerned, we've got to be thinking about this because this is where a lot of people really fall off, in their efforts because they don't realize how important it is to protect the privacy, to be transparent, and to comply with the rules, with regards to how things should be done ethically, So let's take a look at some of these. Transparency. Be clear and upfront about what you're doing with the data, okay? What your practices are and how you're going to use the people's information should be the first thing that they know about you. You should have it somewhere on your website. It should be somewhere that's visible and easy to find so that when a person is filling in a form, they can just go to the bottom and click on privacy policy and understand what you collect information for and how you're going to use that information. If you're only collecting the information for your purposes so that you can, give them offers that might be, that are in your eyes a benefit to them, then just say that. But if you're selling the information or allowing that information to be used in other ways, you need to say that as well. People need to know, and they need to not be concerned about their data on your site. Then you need to talk to them about privacy. You can respect user privacy by obtaining explicit consent before you collect their information and use it. If you're, as I stated in the slide a couple slides ago, I talked about the fact that if you're going to be sending them out any information as a result of you collecting their information, you need to tell them. They should not just wake up in the morning and have 10 emails in their email box from you without you getting permission to send them one. So these are things that you have to think about when you're going to be, participating in any lead generation efforts. And then honesty. You've got to avoid deceptive or misleading practices that could damage your reputation and erode the trust that you would have with your potential leads. If you're not in that position where you are willing to be honest, then you need to think again about the fact that you are maybe not ready to collect information from people or to go into any kind of lead generation effort. Lastly, you want to be thinking about compliance, okay? Adhere to the law. Just adhere to the law. I mean, the regulations are clear, including GDPR. And if you don't know what GDPR laws are, those are laws that affect people who are in other countries. So outside of the United States, there are people who are part of the European Union, or for that matter, the UK. There are people who follow the laws of GDPR, and when they do, you need to make sure that you are paying attention. And CCPA, if you are, collecting any kind of information, you want to make sure, especially if there's anything having to do with payments and, personally identifying information is very, very important to people. And you need to make sure that you're doing your best to protect it. Okay. So what are our conclusions and takeaways today? Well, lead generation is a key area. It's crucial. And it's an aspect, of modern marketing. Marketing as we knew it before has gone away. Just saying, it is not the same. And even though we might use some of the same places to market, we might still market, in some of those places. We just don't do it the same way we did it before. So you have to be thinking about the tools, the strategies, the best practices that we've already discussed, and you can significantly enhance your lead generation efforts to drive business growth when you do that. Well, this has been Dr. Patience Jackson Rose. I know it's been a short one, but it's been a good one. And we are looking forward to seeing you again, here on Co-working Live. And if you have questions, if you want to learn, some of the things that we've talked about or stretch out in it, you can go to our website, and set an appointment. There's a link there to set an appointment, redworldwide.org. Again, that's redworldwide.org. And by going to redworldwide.org, you can schedule a time to talk with us. You can also look into our previous episodes. We've got about 77 episodes available. So please take the time to look at the episodes and look through the episodes and see if there's anything there that can help you, as you're in process of having a business that is, effectively doing what you designed it to do, and you are becoming the entrepreneur that you were meant to be. Well, again, we'll see you again next time, and it's been wonderful.